Tonight, federal government moves to improve generation of electricity. Oni of Ife cautions Nigerians against proposed protest as students back federal government. Good evening, you're welcome to NT Ijebu, the news at 7. I'm Titilayoke. That's what's taking with us. Now, the news in details. Federal government is seeking active participation of the subnationals in line with the provision of Electricity Act 2023 to harness renewable energy sources in their domains in order for Nigerians to generate 9,000 megawatts from the renewables. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu says with global conversation for countries to reduce emission and achieve net zero by 2060, government at all levels must develop political will and implement renewable energy policies that will attract investment in the subsector. The Electricity Act 2023 stakeholders says has unlocked opportunities in the power sector for public-private partnership and competitiveness, which Nigerians should explore through renewable energy sources and achieve availability and affordability of electricity. Charismatic
nation and achieve net zero by 2060, governments at all levels must develop political will and implement renewable energy policies that will attract investments in the subsector. The Electricity Act 2023, stakeholders say, has unlocked opportunities in the power sector for public-private partnership and competitiveness that Nigeria should explore through renewable energy sources and achieve availability and affordability of electricity.
Expansion that we are targeting. It goes beyond mini or microgrids. We need to start thinking big. Huge embedded solar projects in our subnationals. Huge solar projects that is nationally connected to the grid. This is the only way we can start feeling the real impact of renewable energy.
Local solutions at state level are very important. I think also I would like to say that the initiative to accelerate renewables in Nigeria is very much in alignment with the net zero aspiration of our great country. The overarching goal is the provision of service to Nigeria and providing a conducive environment for business to thrive and job creation for our teeming youth. The thrust of power sector reform in Nigeria and in particular at NERC is the development of an efficient electricity market and the establishment of a regulatory framework that promotes private investments.
Charismatic Bishops' Conference in Nigeria has dissociated itself from the proposed nationwide protest and wants actors to embrace dialogue. This was when the clerics paid a courtesy visit on the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris. Saliu Kloner reports.
The bond is increasing between the Charismatic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria and the Ministry of Information and National Orientation under the leadership of Mohammed Idris. In addition to the spiritual benefits from this kind of relationship, the bishops, on behalf of their more than 20 million parishioners nationwide, acknowledged the impact of the federal government and pledged their support.
We wish to appeal for our brothers and sisters who are lived in different parts of the country to follow the cue of the embassy and play the part of negotiation. Play the part of dialogue. No evil government will fold their hands while people are breaking the law. And we do not want violence in Nigeria. We want peace.
The minister highlighted the government's ongoing and planned policies and reaffirmed that President Bola Tinubu is not an opponent of protest, but an opponent of violence.
The message of Mr. President is that he has had all the pleas, all the complaints, all the suggestions, all the commentaries of especially the youth, and not just the youth, of all members of the Nigerian society about some of the difficulties or the challenges that they are facing. Mr. President is also putting in place a number of measures to alleviate. Some of them, all young men and women who have finished university, who have certificates, who have done the NYSC, the Mandatory National Youth Service Code, and have not been able to get jobs, will have something from government to keep them abroad until the time they get jobs.
Meritorious Service Award was presented to the Minister of Information and National Orientation for promoting peace and unity in Abuja. Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
The Oni of Ife Oba Adeyeye Enitan Oguwusi has appealed to Nigerians to bear the current economic challenges with patience and refrain from the proposed planned nationwide protest. The monarch was speaking during a media section with the NTA where he appreciated the patience of Nigerians and efforts of the federal government to find lasting solutions to some of the problems bedevailing the country.
The NTA, where he appreciated the patience of Nigerians and efforts of the federal government to find lasting solutions to some of the problems bedeviling the country.
It is important for us to know that it is very easy to destroy, but it is more challenging to build. Let us give a very strong and formidable support to the government with what they're trying to do to turn things around. And everybody as a citizen, they have a right of freedom of expression and the power in their hand to vote. Even the current president affirmed that the power belongs to the people. If you don't like any leader, you go to the polls and vote the leader out. Let us use this approach of what we have and believe in the system of this country, other than destroying things for ourselves as a nation. We are better together and stronger together than stronger individually as a nation.
The ONI condemned the protest in its entirety owing to the growing negative influence on the economies of nations that embrace the action as a way of expressing differences and discomfort instead of dialogue.
The monarch spoke against protest owing to the growing negative influence on the economics of nations that embrace the action as a way of expressing differences and discomfort instead of dialogue. Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, has expressed gratitude to President Bola Tinubu for his assent to the bill establishing the Northwest Development Commission. Briefing the Senate press corps on the development, Senator Barau, who is also the sponsor of the bill, now an act of the National Assembly, said it would further improve development drive across the 7 states in the Northwest geopolitical zone, following the devastation and infrastructure and livelihood by bandits and kidnappers.
The Senate press corps on the development, Senator Barau, who is also the sponsor of the bill, now an act of the National Assembly, said it will further improve development drive across the 7 states in the Northwest geopolitical zone, following the devastation to infrastructure and livelihoods by bandits and kidnappers.
The establishment of this commission will have a means of rebuilding this region and enhancing the life and livelihoods of the people of the region. It's a good thing that the President has done for us. He has shown that he loves the people of the zone, and indeed the entire of this country, because whatever is done for any region is done for the entire of Nigeria, because we are all connected. It shows that the President has a lot in stock for the development of this country.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back after the break.
Don't worry, we'll talk later, yeah?
Buddy,
how far?
Give me small spot, I beg. Make I play game, I beg.
Oh, yeah, now.
Thanks, G.
Yo, Zifa don't come out.
But they are fun. I got you. But they, I beg, make I connect. I beg, I need to stream.
Mojaba.
That was that now.
Enjoy 100% data bonus with live data. Dial *312# to enjoy.
Power your relentless ambition with ultra high-speed data. Glow Unlimited.
Yeah, welcome back. To expand the food sufficiency drive in Nigeria and make it sustainable, initiatives in the agricultural sector must be set up to encourage children to become young farmers. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu stated this when she received management team from the National Agricultural Development Fund, who were in our office to explore areas of collaboration. State House correspondent Adeniyi Taiwo reports.
Impressed by our several initiatives and incentives to recruit more hands, particularly women and youths, into the agricultural sector, the management team of the National Agricultural Development Fund, NADFund, is again seeking partnership with Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu on how to expand the sector. Outlining possible areas of collaboration, Executive Secretary of NADFund, Mohammed Ibrahim, says the ongoing Every Home a Garden competition aligns with the agency's 5-year strategic roadmap. Hence, the plan to promote it, especially at the subnational level.
We have looked at this initiative and we are proposing to expand the shortlisted winners to 1 per state, including the FCT, from our own end. This would give us 37 winners. These 37 state winners, we would want to see if we can support by giving them capacity building and take them through a retreat, sort of a mentorship retreat to expand and scale what they have.
Welcoming the proposed collaboration, the First Lady called on the agency to devote its resources towards bringing children on board the Smart Gardening program.
We have a lot to show the young children, and this is the time to do it, because once the children are able to get to it, it's very easy to bring it home. So I would really want partnership there. Your organization can do so much to train them.
She called on state government to embrace the Young Farmers Club and promote it in schools. In a short while, the Young Farmers Club will be launched by Nigeria's First Lady. Now, when that is done, it will join other initiatives already launched by her to offer incentives and draw more Nigerians into farming. In the State House, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
Key players in education sector have met in Ilorin to chart a way forward towards achieving improvement in youth and adult literacy in Kwara State, as well as addressing the problem of out-of-school children in the state. Ahmad Fulani reported that the meeting was at the instance of Kwara State Agency for Mass Education. His report is hereby presented.
Education, they say, is the bedrock of the nation, without which there cannot be meaningful development. While both children and youths are receiving formal education in the schools, adults are not also left out as they undergo non-formal education and vocational skills at the instance of the Kwara State Agency for Mass Education. The guest speaker, Dr. Kayode Sadiq Tijani of the Department of Adult and Primary Education, who identified poverty, religious and cultural factors as some of the reasons why children drop out of school, emphasized the need for proper intervention by governments and key players to addressing the challenges.
If there is adequate funding for this agency for mass education, I think the story will be different.
The executive director of the agency, Zakar Yusuf, highlighted the importance of the agency and its programs, which include addressing the problem of out-of-school children in Kwara State.
After this stakeholders meeting, we will sensitize our people in each of the local governments.
If any of our learners, if they learn this trade, at the end of the day, if they graduate, they'll be able to practice on their own.
Halima Suleiman was an enrollee of adult education and vocational skills in 2019, who after 2 years of training has now established a fashion design center.
And I got admission to university, and I took my machine along with me, which I started sewing for my friends, and through that, I'm able to get some amount of money to finance myself during the school.
The current set of trainees are learning fashion designing as vocation, while some are in adult formal classes.
Nigerians are being urged to believe in the process of rejuvenation as against the believing in protest and public disturbance, which will further hold the timeliness for the turnaround in the nation's economy that everyone craves. Director General, National Orientation Agency, Noah Lanre Isawonilu made the plea while flagging off a motorized campaign aimed at sensitizing Nigerians on the dangers of engaging in a nationwide protest.
DGNOA noticed that President Bola Tinubu has initiated several programs aimed at addressing the economic challenges the country is facing at the moment. He explains that most of the programs are targeted at youth emancipation and empowerment.
A lot is going on in the agricultural sector. The president just created another ministry targeting livestock, targeting improved economy. We're also targeting age-long feud between the herdsmen and farmers. So it's somebody that is sitting down every day, thinking out of the box on timely critical solutions to critical challenges that we are facing. Let's be patient with government. Let's see this particular process as a necessary process that we all must go through to have a country that we all desire.
The agency, the DG also noted, has been on the move, providing public education and enlightenment campaigns, building public trust and inculcating into the citizens a sense of patriotism and national core values.
And that is the news for tonight. But before we go, let's take a look at some of the major stories. We told you earlier that the federal government moves to improve generation of electricity. Oni of Ife cautions Nigerians against proposed protest as students back federal government. That's all we have for you for tonight. We'll meet next time. I am Titi Layoke. Good night.
With Money Master, Nigerians everywhere can now open accounts, send, collect, save and deposit money from anywhere and to any bank with any kind of phone. We can also pay bills, buy airtime and data for ourselves and our loved ones, and so much more. Just dial *995# or download the Money Master PSB app today.